How is free agency affecting our draft? All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus, and Vikings have made some moves. Whether you love them or hate them, it's going to affect the draft.
Absolutely will do that. We're going to hop in that real shortly. Before we do that, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the vids. We're at, 6,400 subscribers? Almost at 6,500. Cannot wait for that.
Well, technically, we're almost at 6,400. We're not there yet, so we're a pube off. But Vikings have made some signings that definitely affect the their draft status.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about the move they made and then what impact that move has on the draft. Let's start with the restructuring, re-signing of quarterback Kirk Cousins. How does that impact the draft?
Well, I mean, Kirk Cousins is here for a couple more years, so this is a quarterback class that nobody is afraid to say that it is not thick of talent. So there's really no reason for the Vikings to even sniff around a quarterback in this draft class. Maybe they take a late round guy, but other than that, I mean, the thoughts of taking somebody early, they're over.
Yeah, you can definitely eliminate round 1 and 2, and I think the only way they go round 3 is for some reason they love a guy. Let's say they love Carson Strong, he slides into round 3, and that's the guy they want. Other than that, I just don't see it happen. I think they probably take one of their many 6-round picks later in the draft if they do pull the trigger on a quarterback. But I think re-signing Kirk Cousins basically just takes that option off the table.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Mr. O'Connell thinks of Kellen Mond. I mean, clearly, I'm sure he was looking at him in last year's draft, at least doing his due diligence. So if they end up taking one in the first 3 rounds, let's say somebody slides in round 3, clearly Kellen Mond is not in his heart.
You know, he probably hates him. And I think they had their first practice, the 11th or something? They're going to have a little session, so maybe he'll have his opinion before the draft on Kellen Mond. Hopefully likes him a little bit more than Mike Zimmer did, because that was tough. That was cold.
That was awkward. I think that's a good word. Awkward.
It was awkward. It was all kinds of things. All right, Minnesota Vikings restructure. Adam Thielen. There is some fallout that hits the draft for that. And I think, to me now, wide receiver, I'm not going to say it's not a possibility early because it could be a BPA situation, but I really, really think this lowers the chances of them going with a wide receiver early in this draft. Look at what you got. You got Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, a great combination there, best in the North by far. Then you got KJ Osborne, who emerged last year as a number 3. Mir Smith-Marset, he showed some flashes. So now I think if you do take a receiver, you're looking at someone to be that wide receiver 5-ish type of player. So I just don't see it early this year. Again, I'm not going to say it's not going to happen 100%, but I really, really think it's unlikely. That's an early move of the Vikings.
It's unlikely, but same with quarterback. If there's somebody there that the value is just too much to pass on, I would be all for it. I mean, BC Johnson came on in his rookie year, and look where that went. So KJ Osborne, I'm on the KJ Osborne train, but if for some reason a guy like Christian Watkins is hanging around in like round 3, you take the shit out of him. So we'll see. I don't think it's completely off the table.
No, it's not, but it's definitely lowered. All right, so next one we have the Harrison Phillips signing. What does this do for the Vikings, especially at pick 12?
Well, I think pick 12, pick round 2, round 3. Defensive tackle, I mean, they got Armand Watts, they got Harrison Phillips. I mean, I think defensive tackle is not even a blip on their radar right now. I don't want it to be. I hope it's not.
Well, I mean, to me, the one guy you can rule out now 100% is Jordan Davis. A guy who was kind of a dark horse candidate to the Vikings in early months. When the corners weren't there, when the outside linebackers weren't there, Jordan Davis was a guy you could slide in there. It made a lot of sense at the time, but right now it doesn't make any sense. Harrison Phillips, horrible Harry, is going to be the Vikings' nose tackle moving forward. And like you said, there's depth there with Watts, Tomlinson. So we still got some pieces. You got the ginger snap, James Lynch. Who knows what his role is going to be?
His role is going to be all pro. That's what his role is going to be.
But anyway, there is some depth at D tackle now with the Vikings. So I just think, maybe later they'll grab somebody.
Yeah, I think they're going to have a lot of flexibility on this defensive line, and they have a lot of players that can mix and match. So if they went defensive tackle in the first 3 rounds, I actually think I'd be upset, even if it was value.
Absolutely. And then another signing, they brought in Jordan Hicks, the signing that I love. Absolutely love the Jordan Hicks move. But I think now you got Jordan Hicks, Eric Kendricks in the middle. You're not going to go Devin Lloyd and Kobe Dean early now. It's just not going to happen. So anybody who was hoping that was going to be the Vikings' choice at 12, you can rule that out because there's just no way they're going to go with another inside linebacker. They got two, and they got a couple guys, down the depth chart who could be decent depth pieces. Blake Lynch, for one, who comes to mind. So inside linebacker, way down the Vikings' needs right now.
Take him off your board, and I love Hicks. Love it. And before that, before he's in the picture, I love the thought of maybe going with one of those guys at pick 12 just because they're so damn good. But yeah, you're right. You said it all. There's no way in hell that they would be a pick here. And really anywhere before round 5, I'd be not happy.
Yeah. And before we go to the next subject, I do want to say Jordan Hicks, seeing that guy in his street clothes, he looks like just the average dude. Like he looks like he maybe
Troy
works.
Dye?
Well, he looks like he probably I don't know, is like like an analyst or something, or like some guy who runs stats. So maybe he's Kwesi's stat guy. He just looks like some normal dude. You don't even see any muscles or anything. I couldn't believe that was him.
You know what he looks like to me? Somebody gets 119 tackles last year.
He doesn't look like that. He doesn't look like that. I'm shocked. I thought his shirt would just be ripped, coming over. No, he's just some average looking dude.
If you are not excited about Kendricks and Hicks in the middle, shame on you.
Oh, it is so
What
exciting.
a bed. You have no pulse.
The last one isn't really so much a move they made, but it's what they haven't done. Still huge holes at corner.
Just like Lupagus between his butt cheeks.
Well, I think we all have a pretty sizable hole there if you really spread your cheeks apart. Big holes, no sign at cornerback yet. Gross. And, a guy who's not going to excite anybody at guard in Schlappman. So huge holes there. So what does this mean the Vikings have to do now in the draft?
Round 1, cornerback. Between the top 3 guys, McDuffie is definitely in the talker here. You got to go cornerback. And the best part about it is at pick 12, if one of those top 3 are there, Stingley, Sauce, McDuffie, it's not even a reach. It's best case scenario. If they get one of those guys, you have to do it. So cornerback, absolutely in round 1. Got to do it.
And you got to find starters. You got to find guys that are going to come in and help you right away year 1 right now, just the way the moves they've been making. I'm sure they're going to do something else. But as of right now, you got to find a corner who can start. You got to find a guard who can start. You really should probably find a center who can start. You're going to probably need 2 corners who can start. So let's not even we got to go there. So you're going to probably have to find at least 3 starters to come out of this draft. So you got to think your first 3 rounds are going to be starting caliber players.
Yeah, there's no the thought of taking Chaz Surratt, guys that were projects, screw that. If they're all in right now, they have some holes to fill. So maybe they reach a little bit just because they know this guy can be an impact player right off the bat because they're all in. And it scares me a little bit with the guard and the center because it seems like it's very top heavy and it drops off quickly. I know there's some guys in round 2, round 3, Cole Strange. Hell yes, I love him. But yeah, it's they gotta get 3 starters out of this thing.
Yeah, actually right now the way things going, if they went corner, I don't think anybody should be surprised.
No, absolutely not. Patrick Peterson, what's happening there? Bring him home. Bring him back home.
Not much at all. All right, so that is it. Those are our ways that the Vikings free agent moves have impacted the draft. Let us know if you got some more. Let us know if we are crazy, if we left some off, or I don't know. Maybe you have something that we haven't thought about yet.
Yeah, maybe the circumference of the inside of your butt cheeks.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know who's got the biggest hole. All right. Till then, remember this. Bees stop buzzing during an eclipse.